Hi, how you doing? A common problem that many website owners have is that their pages aren't being indexed. And by indexing, I mean their pages aren't showing up in the search results as they wanted. For instance, you have a really good article that you wrote. 3 months later, it still isn't in the search engine results, and you may be wondering why. Because you could be losing out of a lot of potential traffic. So a good thing to look over, or what could be causing the problem, is your robots meta text file. Now, the robots meta text file basically tells the Google crawlbot what to index on your website and what not to index. And by indexing, I mean what pages or posts or content on your website you want to show up in the search results. So basically, a really simple way, or the formula of how it works, is the crawlbot. You have your website and you have the crawlbot, and then the crawlbot will decide whether it will come over to your site, read the content, go through it all, and then once it parses the content, decides if it's relevant, it will decide whether to put it in the search results or not. So when a person types into the search engine a keyword, your relevant results will come up into the person's search results, if that makes any sense. um, Now, there could be many reasons that the crawlbot may stop and not index your pages, and one of the main reasons is your load time. Your website loads very slowly. You want your website to load under 1 second. You can use Waypoint Supercache, which is a really good plugin for WordPress that can bring it down to about, I noticed, 0.43 to 0.63 seconds. There's also W3 Total Cache, but it's a bit top heavy, and you'll probably be better off with Waypoint Supercache for now. But if you are going to scale your website, W3 Total Cache plugin would be a great way to do that. But for now, for pages that you don't want to index, now, for instance, forms, some duplicate content, articles that you may have on your site, scripts with a lot of, or pages or posts that have quite a bit of Java or embedded code in it. These are all pages or samples of stuff you don't want indexed on your site, because once the Google crawler hits the JavaScript or some really difficult script that it can't read, it'll just leave your site and maybe not come back for a while later to try to read it again, but then it will have the problem again of trying to read it and then leaving again. So then what happens with that is that if the crawlbot runs into a snag and it can't read your site or page or post properly, it will decide the frequency of the crawl will go down. But not only that, you can potentially receive some 404 errors or anything of the sort, but you don't want that. And yeah, so you don't want your forms indexed, because many times the forms will be either in JavaScript or iframes, and another one you don't. So you may have, like, on your contact page, a form field where they type in their name, their email, and etc., and then it goes to your email for all their information. Now, that would usually be in JavaScript or iframes, right? So you don't want that page indexed, and it's not really relevant to the results. You don't want your contact page to be showing up in the search results because many people don't come to a contact page. You want your content, such as your articles, your well-written articles that you wrote, your services, maybe some products that you have, you want those all indexed. Now, usually for the forms, you're going to want no index, no follow set on it. Now, many times, for example, a site that's not in WordPress, you have to go manually into the robots meta field and edit which pages you don't want indexed and which pages you do want indexed. But with WordPress, you can simply download the robots meta tag, and you can easily configure whether you want a page or post to be no index, no follow, or you do want it followed and indexed. And it saves you a lot of time with doing this, and it's pretty much safety proof, so you have no problem with it. Another thing is that your site architecture has to be configured pretty well. For instance, you see some sites that just have really messy code, and messy code can really affect the crawler, because if the crawler can't read your site, it's just going to keep on leaving and your pages won't be indexed. So if you're using a theme, make sure you pick a theme that's properly coded, has a really good support forum, etc. So make sure your site architecture is really good. And again, load speed times is very important, because if your web page can't load, and the Google Crawlbot can't crawl the page because it's taking too long. And if you want to check your crawl rates, or pages aren't being found, or if the Crawlbot is having problems, or you want to check your robots meta tag, a good thing is to use Google's Webmaster Tools, and you can easily check all that information. You can also submit a sitemap easily through Google Webmaster, and that topic will be discussed later on. But if you want your pages to be in their search results and you want more traffic, fix your robots meta. That's the most common problem. Really easy to do. Download the robots meta, set the configurations right and the plugin settings, and you're good to go. Your pages will be indexed and you should be fine. But so that's it for this presentation, and fix your robots meta first thing. Thanks.